Okay, hi grade 1 again. Today we will continue answering the unit review in the language arts textbook. Okay, so last time we stopped on page 170 and now we will continue from 171. So please bring your textbook and try to and close the video. Okay, try to answer some of the pages by yourself and then watch the video to check your answers. Okay, so here it says here read each sentence, write is or are on the lines. Okay, read each sentence, write is or are on the line. Remember, we use is and are to tell about someone or something. Okay, so to tell about a person, a place, or thing. And so is and are verbs, but they don't show actions. We only use them when to tell or describe something. And we use is and are only in the present tense. Okay, so we have to see what the sentence is about. If it's it's about one thing, singular, we use is. If it's plural, you use are. So it says here, number 1, the string puppets blank here. The string puppets, okay, the string puppets is plural, so we will use are. The string puppets are here. Number 2, the red puppet. The red puppet's only talking about one, so the red puppet is in a box. Number 3, the man puppet, also the sentence is about one, so we will use is. Sad. The string puppets are here. The red puppets is in a box. The man puppet is sad. The puppets are in a fun skit. Okay, so the string puppets, because it's plural, we use are, and for 2 and 3 we use is because it talks about only one puppet. Number 4, the puppets are in a fun skit. Puppets is plural, so we use are. Number 5, they blank glad to act. They refers to something that is plural, so they are glad to act. Okay, so again we use is and are when we want to tell or describe something or a place or a person. We use is when the sentence is about one thing or one person, and are when we use it for more than one person or thing or more than one place. And they are both used in the present tense. Okay, what if we want to add the word not? Not means we change the sentence to a negative. We want to say no. Okay, so we have is not, we have to do a contraction. So how do we make a contraction? A contraction is when we write two words and make it one. And the missing letter, we take out the missing letter and we replace it with an apostrophe. Okay, so it says write a contraction for each pair of underlined words. Okay, this puppet is not for sale. Okay, it wants you, remember we use is not also when the sentence is about one thing, and we join or combine these two words by writing is and then n, and we take out the o and we put the t. This is how we make a contraction. Now it's one word and the apostrophe takes the place of the missing letter. The puppet is not becomes isn't. The puppies are not on the bed, are not becomes aren't. We are not too big to play with puppets. Again, aren't is the contraction, and puppet is not sad. The is not becomes isn't. The puppets are not in the box. It becomes aren't. Okay, so remember, we write the first word in the same way, and then we put the n from the word not next to it, and we put the apostrophe and then t. So always remember that the apostrophe is between the n and the t. Okay? Okay, so we understand now when we use is and are. If we want to talk about something in the past, okay, we change it to we change is and are to was and were. So was and were is used in the past tense. Okay, when we use was when we tell about one person or place or thing, and were when we talk about more than one person, place, or thing. Okay, and also when you use I, when you talk about yourself, you use I, and we use was. So was is when we talk about one person, place, or thing, and when we use I. But were is when we talk about more than one person, place, or thing. Okay, so I blank Miss Yin's helper. I was Miss Yin's helper. Okay, I takes was, and it shows you that the sentence was in the past. Plants, okay, the sentence is about plants. So plants is plural, so we will use what, were, not was. So plants were on the shelf. One plant, it says one plant. Will we use was or were? Will we use was? One plant was falling. Miss Yin is only one person, so Miss Yin was by the plant. The children, remember, the children is the plural of child, so children is plural. Okay, there's no s, but because it's an irregular verb. So the children were glad that the plant did not fall. Okay, so we use was and were in the past tense instead of is and are. We use was when the sentence is about one thing, person, place, or thing, or if the sentence begins with I. And we use were if the sentence talks about more than one person, place, or thing. Okay, what if we have the word not? What if we want to make the sentence into a negative and add the word not? How can we make? We would also make it into a contraction. Okay, let's see how we make. Okay, not this one. The next page. Okay, so here it wants you to see which one you will use. Is, are, was, and were. Is and are used in the present, and was and were in the past. Okay, I hope you guys still remember. Okay, number one, book day, was or were, was. Book day is only one day, so book day was last week. The children is plural, so we chose were. All the books, this is plural, so we use are, okay, not is. Each child means one child is a book bug. A book bug here means a person who likes to read. Okay, so each child is a book bug. We use the word is because we are talking about only one child. Book bugs here are kids who love books. Okay, book bugs here are the title for more than one kid. So that's why we chose are. Okay. And as we said, we use contraction. The contraction is when we have was not and were not. What do? We write the word as it is. Here, I was not late for math. I write the word was, and then I put the N, an apostrophe, and then the T. Okay, where we stopped, we said if we want to make a contraction for was not and were not, here, the first one, I was not too late for math. We will make a contraction by writing was and then N, apostrophe, and T. Okay, so we write the first word was and then N, apostrophe, and T. The apostrophe must be between the N and the T. Were not, same thing. Were and then N, and apostrophe, and T. Okay, remember we use was, wasn't, or was not for when the sentence begins with I, or when the sentence talks about one person, place, or thing. And the same thing for were. We use it when we talk about something that is plural, or something that is plural. Okay, number 3, the math shapes were not will become weren't. This is a contraction. Weren't is the contraction for were not. Mr. Willis was not upset. Wasn't is the contraction for was not. My math shape was not lost. Wasn't is the contraction for was not. Okay, apostrophe, the same thing. Same thing here. whether it's in the present tense or in the past tense. We do the same thing when we have two words, okay, and one of them is not. So we was not, the contraction is wasn't. Was not again, wasn't. Is not, isn't. Were not, weren't. Are not, aren't. Okay? And that was the Unit 3 review. Okay? I hope it was easy, and I hope you guys were able to answer it all by yourself.